get started here. Officially welcome you to our session. My name is Beth Hawthorne, and I'm proud to be working with Cara Tang, who is local to the area at Portland Community College. I'm at Union County College, which is all the way on the coast in New Jersey. So just kind of a show of hands, how many people are from the West Coast here? Okay.
Coast.
Yeah, West Coast.
The left coast.
The left coast, okay. All right, how about the right coast? Or the east coast? Okay, how about somebody in between? Okay, all right, so we got representatives. Anybody from outside the United States? Okay, all right, good. So we're going to, today, Cara and I are going to talk to you about global cybersecurity curricular guidance, and in particular, community college exemplars. Okay, so this was a project started by ACM with its partners, IEEE Computer Science, IFIP, and Computing Education Project. Now, when we say global, we mean global. Okay, so we had over 325 contributors across 35 countries. So this was a 2-year project from 2015 to 2017. Okay, we've been presenting at 3CS for the past 3 years. First time we presented was in 2016 in Pittsburgh, and we were just getting the project off the ground at that point. We had an initial draft, and we asked for input, and we received a lot of input, which worked into the second public release, and we presented last year at National Harbor, Maryland. So we are here today in Portland to share with you the final version, as well as to try to convince you all, give you incentives, so let us know what your incentive would be, to contribute to the community college exemplars. So here's the final guidelines, and if you have your computer, you can go to cybered.acm.org and download that. Free publication is also in the ACM Digital Library. Now we have different types of exemplars that you can contribute to. There's some instructions. Those instructions are a little outdated as far as dates, so you can still contribute to those. Those instructions included dates if you want to be part of the document, but what we did is say we want to continue to collect these exemplars as new programs are developed. So we have course exemplar if you're interested and you have one course that you would like to map to our guidelines. If you're interested in doing a complete curricular exemplar, we have a template for that. We also are collecting workforce exemplars. I don't know if anybody's here representing a company who might want to do that. And we also have the knowledge unit table exemplar, which is a spreadsheet that will help you align your courses to the knowledge units that are in the document. And we'll show you some examples of that. Cara's going to show you 3 different examples. So we have Cozumel River College contributed an exemplar, El Paso Community College, as well as Portland Community College. Let me show the one template, and then you can go for it. So if we look here, here's the what we call the knowledge unit template. So down the left side we have the knowledge areas, which is data security, and some units in there. And we'll go through them in detail at the moment. Software security, component security, connection security, system security, human security, organizational security, and societal security. So that's how the task force organized that. Up at the top here, we have course 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe you only have one course, and you can align with maybe part of one or all of one. So it doesn't have to be a complete alignment in order to be posted up on the website. So that's the KU table. Here's one on the coverage at the knowledge unit, so you can list the topics here. And then here's the full course exemplar table. Okay, I'm going to turn it back to Cara to show you some examples. Okay,
So while CCECC 2017 guidelines are for 4-year programs, what the community college exemplars show is what parts of that guidance appear in some actual community college programs. In the case of Portland Community College, I'll share with you all how our Cybersecurity Fundamentals Certificate maps to CCECC 2017. So what parts of the guidelines do we cover in the various courses that make up our Cybersecurity Fundamentals Certificate? And then I'll share with you the course exemplar from Columbus River College, and then a 4-course exemplar from El Paso Community College, so you can see some different examples of community college content aligned with CCECC 2017. So I'll start with Portland Community College. So welcome everyone to Portland. Great to have you all here. Mount Hood, of course, is one community college in Portland. Portland Community College is another one. And PCC is actually the largest institution of higher learning in the state of Oregon. We have about 73,000 students. I gave a talk 4 or 5 years ago where I said we have 90,000 students, but enrollments have declined. We have 73,000 now, but still the largest school in Oregon. PCC has 4 different campuses and 3 different computing departments. We have a computer science department, which offers a transfer degree. We have a computer information systems department, which is my department, and CIS is the department that has our cybersecurity content certificates. And then we also have a department called computer applications that offers programs for administrative assistants. So just to give you a high-level overview of PCC. So I'm going to be looking today for this exemplar at the CIS department, and we are a CTE program, which means we, our goal is to prepare students for jobs. So we're not looking at transfer programs, although some of our students do take classes and then end up transferring somewhere else. We offer 2 degrees in our department. We offer a general CIS AAS degree, Associate of Applied Science. We also offer a CIS Network Administration AAS degree. And then the Cybersecurity Fundamentals Certificate. So we do not have a degree in Cybersecurity Fundamentals, but we have this certificate, and this certificate can be taken with either one of our AAS degrees. So some of the courses that are required for the certificate are also required in the degrees, and for the ones that aren't, they can be taken as electives in the degrees, so that students going for either one of these degrees, if they are interested, can easily sort of add on the certificate by taking the appropriate electives in the degree. And so a lot of our students end up completing certificates on the way to their degree. But we also get students who come back who maybe are working in IT and want to come back and get some skills in security or other hot areas. So they may already have some IT skills and come back and take the certificate to get that cybersecurity piece. Our Cybersecurity Fundamentals Certificate, it is an entry-level certificate, so we're not assuming that students already have a bunch of IT knowledge. The very first course is our computer concepts course, as you'll see in a minute when we look at the courses. So really the only prerequisites are the basic reading, writing, math that are prereq for all of our courses. This certificate was created, it's new for us, it was created in 2017, but it was created from existing courses. So we had all of these courses, and actually we had an old certificate called Network Security. We got rid of that and repackaged some of our courses into this Cybersecurity Fundamentals course. And we actually designed this certificate around the CAE2Y knowledge units because we wanted to go up for that designation, and we did indeed get that designation just this year. Just in June we got the CAE2Y designation, and so this certificate was really designed around that, and it includes all of those knowledge units. So that'll be another interesting perspective to see how a certificate that includes the CAE2Y knowledge units maps to CCECC 2017. It is a 7-course certificate. There's 7 4-credit courses, total of 28 credits. Keep in mind, though, as you're thinking about a course, PCC, we're on the quarter system, so one course is 11 weeks, which is 10 weeks of instruction plus exam. These are the outcomes for our Cybersecurity Fundamentals certificate. And actually, the first 2 outcomes we took from our CIS degree, but sort of morphed them to include the security piece. And so apply computer technology to address information system needs with security in mind. We want to really develop that security mindset. Communicate and problem solve effectively to achieve common information technology security goals. So again, the usual types of soft skills you need in the setting with information technology security. And then getting more security specific with these next two: analyze a system for common security vulnerabilities, identify security principles that are violated, and apply appropriate security controls. That seems like a good high-level way of representing what we want students to get from the degree or from the certificate. And then identify and assess the applicability of cybersecurity legislation, so making sure we get that piece in there as well. So these are the outcomes.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Is ethics or risk management a part of this at all?
It is. It's covered in our content. Yeah, as you can see, it's not called out actually in our outcomes, and maybe we should think about that, but it is actually in the content of the courses. And so these are the 7 courses. So the first course, Computer Concepts 1, that's just a intro computer concepts course. It's also a gen ed course. So we did a lot of students taking that one. Then we have intro to programming logic, and they're learning secure programming logic when they're taking this course. And then we have our 2 operating systems courses, so they're learning Microsoft Windows, and they're also learning Unix. Then we have our data communications course, wireless security, and then cybersecurity concepts is the course that's really kind of the heart of the certificate. And we redid the cybersecurity concepts course. It was originally called network security. We redid that course with the CAE2I knowledge units in mind, and put a lot of, really update that course a lot. So that's I think, a really good course now. And so those are the courses. And then now, so let's take a look at how that certificate maps to CCECC 2017. And so remember, CCECC 2017 has these 8 different knowledge areas. And I don't know if you noticed on the spreadsheet, but each knowledge area had a number of knowledge units, but the first knowledge unit was always essentials. So the essentials represents, what's essential for that particular knowledge area. And then there were some other knowledge units so that you could go deeper into some of these content. So what this shows is what percentage of the essentials of each of those knowledge areas are covered by the collection of courses that make up our cybersecurity fundamental certificate. So in a number of cases, as you can see, we actually cover 100% of the essentials, but not all of them. And so if we look, another view of looking at this, so this actually shows, again, for each of the knowledge areas from CCECC 2017 and the different courses that are part of our certificate, which knowledge areas do they hit? And so an X in here does not mean we cover that entire knowledge area. It means we cover something in that knowledge area. So as an example, on the left-hand side, CIS 120 Computer Concepts course, that's our intro course. We cover content from the data security knowledge area, human security knowledge area, and the societal security knowledge area. So there's something in the course from each of those 3 knowledge areas. And then you can see the other courses, and as we get some of our more security-specific courses, they're covering something from every one of those 8 knowledge areas. And if we take a little bit deeper dive into just a couple of the courses as examples, this is the Computer Concepts course, which we saw content from 3 different knowledge areas. And here we can see what it covers. So in data, it covers from the Essentials knowledge unit, the topic of basic cryptography concepts. So they're getting that. We have an assignment on that in our Computer Concepts course. And then from human security, they're getting a little bit more from this particular knowledge area, not just the Essentials knowledge unit, but going a little bit deeper into social engineering and awareness and understanding. And you can see the different topics that they're getting. So things like, types of social engineering attacks, cyber hygiene, and they're getting some more detail in the course from that knowledge area. And then the societal one, not just essentials, but they're getting a little bit deeper into privacy in that particular knowledge area. And you can see some of the topics, and we have the cyber ethics there that's covered as well.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at your spreadsheet that I downloaded from the site, and it doesn't, so should I be seeing human security knowledge units essentials with this course with something in that box? What you
So
got
there's
in there?
multiple tabs. It should be on at least one of the tabs.
Should it go coverage?
When you say basic cryptography concepts, how, what do you know?
Okay.
What is cryptography? I can't remember the exact assignment they're doing there, but it might be something like just like doing a simple Caesar cipher, just understanding what it is, understanding the need to encrypt data as it's transmitted across the internet. Not necessarily doing it, but the basic concepts. I'll move on. And so at the other end of the spectrum, at least among the courses in that certificate, this is our Cybersecurity Concepts course, which has the most security content of the courses in the certificate. And so you can see that it hits something from every single knowledge area. I'm not going to go through these, but you can, take a glance and see some of the different topics or the different knowledge units from CCECC 2017 that we cover in this particular course. So that was PCC. So at this point,
So you have a course in Unix and Linux, or is it the same course?
it's the same course. Yeah, it's the title of the course is Unix is in the title of the course, the official course title, but they actually teach Linux. So yeah. Yeah.
These were mapped to the OKs, right?
Yes.
So if you looked at anything with the non-technical.
We have not done that yet. Yeah, that's something to be on the radar for sure. Yeah. Okay, so to move on to Cosumnes River College, and actually we have Marcus in the audience. If there's any questions on this one, I'll direct them to him. He submitted this exemplar, and this is a course exemplar. And this is a course in the Computer Information Science Department, and it's CISS 310 Network Security Fundamentals. So this particular course was mapped to the content in CCECC 2017. And so this course is required in 2 of the degrees that they offer, and it's also an elective in some other degrees, but it's required for information system security and for the server administrator degree. And this particular course prepares students for the Security Plus exam, so it's got content reflective of that. There's no prereq for the course, and that reflects, I think, or that works well for the students they get that have some IT experience and are coming in and taking this course. But for those who don't, they do recommend as a prereq a network sysadmin and network technologies course. This course is 3 semester units of credit, 45 lecture hours, 27 hands-on laboratory. It's offered online, and they use TestOut's LabSim learning platform. And since this course does mirror the Security Plus exam, they update it to reflect content as the Security Plus exam is updated. And so this shows now, for this particular course, which knowledge units are covered from the various different knowledge areas in CCECC 2017. So you can see kind of a list here, heavier on connection and organizational, just to get a sense of what's in this course and how this maps to CCECC 2017. And we can go back to any of these too if there's questions later. All right, and then for our third example, this is from El Paso Community College, and Christian is in the room, and he submitted this exemplar, so if there's any questions on this one, I'll direct them to him. But this exemplar actually is 4 course exemplars, and these 4 courses make up the computer science field of study, which is a part of a 2-year transfer program at El Paso Community College. And so this set of courses has a strong concentration in computer programming, so this gives a little bit of a different type of program, that you can see how computer science, computer programming type set of courses maps to CCECC 2017, or what parts of CCECC 2017 this type of program covers. So there's the 3 courses in the programming fundamentals, 1, 2, and 3, and then we have the computer organization and machine language course. And so this chart shows, again, which parts of the essentials. So remember, each knowledge area in CCECC 2017 has some essentials, and then some additional more advanced knowledge units. And this is showing what percentage of the essentials are covered by that group of 4 courses at El Paso Community College. And so we can see, as we might expect, data security, software security, higher percentages for programming-oriented group of courses. Component security, connection security, lower percentages of the essentials covered there.
Is that self-assessed? The percentages, how do they get determined?
That was determined, so each essentials knowledge unit had a list of topics, and so what percentage, so if there were 10 topics and you covered 3, we called that 30%.
But the people submitting the exemplar
Yes.
is self-assessment
Yes.
essentially.
And the committee reviews them before they post them online, so it's vetted.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then this is another look at each of those 4 courses individually, and the X representing that they cover something in that particular knowledge area from CCECC 2017.
Excuse me.
Yes.
When you say they're vetted, you're going and looking at the course or outline of record, that level of
Yeah,
vetting?
we ask for a URL so we can go double check it. You know, we just do a quick spot check, we're not doing anything thorough. We just wanna, you know, if it's posted and it has the ACM name on it, we wanna let you know that it's, you know, good, valid exemplar.
Thank you.
All right, and so that completes the community college exemplars for CCECC 2017, but now I want to tell you guys about an even more exciting project, CCECC 2Y. So CCECC 2017 was ACM's guidelines for 4-year cybersecurity programs. We're probably all at community colleges, and CCECC 2Y is ACM's guidelines for 2-year cybersecurity programs. This is a project that is currently in the works. We have just gotten started actually. We have a task group formed for this, and this is being done by the ACM CCECC, which is the ACM's Committee for Computing Education in Community Colleges, formed a task force to work on this project. It's going to be based on CCECC 2017, but we will be considering other inputs, and in particular, we'll certainly be looking at the new knowledge units for the CAE 2Y, the foundational, and then the technical core will be the ones we're looking at. Familiar with those. And we expect to have a first draft, which we're calling Straw Dog, by February, in time to present at CCECC. And then we'll have a second draft, Iron Dog, which we will have ready in time for 3CS next summer. And then the final version we should have by the end of 2019. And so we are looking for reviewers. We would love to get as much community input as possible to help shape these guidelines and make them, you know, the best guidelines they can be for 2-year cybersecurity programs. And so if you are interested in serving as a reviewer, you can actually sign up, and we'll make sure you get notified when these drafts come out, and you'll have the ability to give us feedback, and we'll be publicizing them, so you might see it anyway, but if you want to guarantee that you get notified, make sure you sign up to be a reviewer. Some of you will sign up to do that. I think that's what we had. So I guess to summarize, you can sign up to be a reviewer. If you're interested in submitting a community college exemplar to CCECC 2017, you can use those templates and send it to Beth at that address.
Rodney.
Yes. So I have a good sense of CCECC 2017, how they had employer input. What are you expecting in the 2Y process to include employers and their expectations into the mix?
Yeah, so we have, I mean, for one thing, we're starting with CCECC 2017, so all the good stuff that's in there, we're using that as our starting point. We also have an advisory group for the CCECC 2Y project, and we have industry representation on that advisory group.
And are these industries who hire 2Y students, or are they big name industries who don't?
Yeah, so we have, I'm trying to think, we have Microsoft, we have Google, but yeah, that's a good question. We have a smaller company, Rapid7. We have NIST, NICE, actually.
Right,
NICE.
Bill.
Yeah, building those. Yeah, that's right, yeah. So, yeah.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the interactive session, so we wanted to leave time in case you wanted to try to do a mapping while we're here, and we can help you do that. So I don't know if you brought your courses or, one thing I thought might be helpful, you mentioned essentials. So what I want to do is bring up the document and then go through the essentials, because we'll probably be able to map to the essentials pretty easily. So this is the website, so you can download the document here. You just posted a errata sheet, so we can double check that. I think there was just a little typo or something there, nothing major. I believe I have this already downloaded. Flash drive.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Could you, either of you speak to the advantages of mapping your curriculum to this or designing a program just in general? Is it for the students, is it to be more coherent with what everybody else is doing in the country? Is it one of the attempts to sort of standardize or stabilize what we're teaching at community colleges in this space?
I think, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I mean, there's some of that, but we're not at all trying to put out their standards or saying you have to do this, and we definitely recognize that, especially at the community college level, you're serving your community. So actually, the mission of CCECC 2017 was to include in there whatever, might be in some kind of cybersecurity program. So I don't think there's a single program that could actually cover everything in CCECC 2017. There's too much there. So you kind of, can specialize within that, pick and choose what works for your community from that. You wanna add something?
Sure, I'll add. So ACM's been in the business since 1968, putting out curricular guidance, right? It's not necessarily standards. It's a place where you can turn to get some guidance if you're starting a program. The NSA knowledge areas is another thing. ABET, how many people are familiar with ABET accreditation? ABET is always using ACM guidelines as a starting point. There's a presentation during this conference. ABET is looking at accrediting 2-year colleges, and they're going to be using this as an input for that, as well as the project Cara and her team are working on. So this may lead to accreditation and program accreditation, which would just be something different than the CAE2Is. So I don't know if that answers your question.
No, it doesn't. Just, casting about how to spend my time most effectively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would just add in terms of the exemplars, if you submit an exemplar, it will go up on the website. So in a way, that's some publicity for your program. If anyone's going and looking and seeing, what programs cover cybersecurity content from ACM's guidelines, they'll see yours listed there. Or you can even point people to it to say, hey, or when you do your program review, you can say, hey, we've aligned our program with these national guidelines or international guidelines. Right.
This is more metadata kind of, this is not like curriculum content or labs or anything that's being shared in that respect.
It's not like instructional materials, right? It's kind of a framework, right? Okay. So for the data security, the essentials includes basic cryptography concepts, which you had mapped to right in yours. A little bit of digital forensics, end-to-end security communications, data integrity and authentication, and then storage security. Okay. So if you have any courses that map to that, now some of you may not have digital forensics. Okay, but you may have the other things that you'll be able to do. Scroll down a little bit more here. Right? So in cryptography, so the knowledge unit from that point, basic concepts, or that came up into the essentials. Advanced concepts, you'll see, is not part of the essentials. Okay, other things, digital forensics, it's also part of the system security knowledge area, so there's some cross-referencing that's going on. Some legal issues, there's a lot to forensics there. Okay, data integrity and authentication, some stuff from there. So access control, we didn't think that was essential, so that was not listed up in the essentials. Secure communications protocol, there's a lot to that. Okay, cryptanalysis, which is more advanced than basic cryptography. So again, that's not part of the essentials. Data privacy. So what we had task force for each of the knowledge units. So those task force decide what went into the essentials area. Okay, and usually for community colleges, you can meet the essentials or a good portion of the essentials. Then at the bottom, we have learning outcomes just for the essentials. So basic cryptography concepts. Here are some sample learning outcomes. Okay, so we go to software security. You can look at the essentials in there. And it goes on and on. So if you want to take some time, we have about a half an hour, you can bring up this document, go through the essentials, try to fill out the template. Probably the easiest template to start with would be the spreadsheet rather than the Word document, and you can put your courses in and do your alignment, and we can walk around and help you. Any other questions, thoughts?